It's a pleasure to be here. And even though the Gray Panthers is not strictly a women's organization, our foundation is to challenge and fight against racism, ageism, and sexism. And I personally, Judy Lear, have been in New York for the last 10 years and representing the Gray Panthers at the United Nations. And my special areas have always been women's issues and aging issues. So what I would like to tell you about today is the success, because we don't hear very many successes. And I'm just going to do the W's: what, where, why, how, etc. This has to do with SCOW, the Convention for the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, which began in 1979, in case you didn't know. It was, the first celebration was in 1980 in Geneva. There are 187 countries out of the 193 countries who belong to the UN who actually have signed on to SCOW. And guess who has not? Yes. So we really, I hope our time has not come and gone already. But the United States has not signed on to this convention. And I'm just going to tell you what happened. For the last 10 to 12 years, a group called the Subcommittee on Older Women of the NGO Committee on the Status of Women have been yelling and screaming and saying, we want something special for older women because older women's issues, as already has been alluded to, are different, are very different. And so for 10 years we have been talking about this. And because you are all volunteer organizations, you know how important it is to mention people's names. So I'm going to give you some people's names. The first is Firdous Arabigum, who is from Bangladesh, and she was on the SCOW expert committee. She saw a little, we would always wear these badges saying, ask me about older women. And she saw this badge that Natalie Gordon from the International Federation on Aging was wearing. And she said, well, what is that about? And we said, we want a general recommendation specifically on the rights of older women. And she said, I think that's a wonderful idea. I will do that. And she did it. Damn it, she did it in 2 years. This is astounding. This is astounding because we have been working on this for 10 years. And of course, you don't do it all one. They have a small committee within the SCOW committee that worked on it. And then we, in civil society, just as you said, because that makes a big difference, Bridget Sleep from HelpAge, Suzanne Paul from Global Action on Aging, Helen Hamlin from the International Federation on Aging, and Elizabeth Slater from the Older Women's Network. So Older Women's League, you probably know of them. They were key people in helping Firdous put this together. And how did we do it? We did it a good old-fashioned American way. We literally lobbied. We would stand in the lobby, and as those SCOW experts would come out, we would say, well, here's our paper. We want you to do this. Could you please? And fantastically, it actually got passed. We had hoped it would be passed in New York last summer, but it was in October. And now there is a general recommendation, number 27, on the rights of older women. So, very happy to be able to